Hello and welcome to Integrative Wisdom. I'm Verna Fisher. Today is Tuesday. I want to let you know that last week my video was done live on Facebook, and I did a whole week of live for my work, and then took the weekend to decide what I wanted to do going forward. So I decided that I'm going to go ahead and record my videos, upload them to YouTube, and then spread them out to the different social media platforms. So welcome. And hopefully you've seen some of the first videos. I've been doing this now. I think this is week 6, somewhere along in there. Who knows? I think time gets pretty crazy. But I'm going to do this right now. You ready? Okay, listen. I'm assuming you can hear that. This is one of the easiest, fastest ways to slow down and to center and to let go of a whole lot of other stuff that you don't need in the moment. It is vibration that enters into your body, enters into your aura, enters into your beingness, and it gives you an opportunity to unwind without having to do a whole lot of other stuff. It's a good way to start. So I just thought I'd give you that. It's one of the ideas that we use when we gather together. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of having having a healing practice in place with lots of tools at your disposal based on who you are as an individual and what will work for you or what you need to work towards because you don't have those skills. As I was thinking about that, I realized that there's so many reasons why people don't seek support, or they seek support and they realize that the support doesn't change anything, or it makes them feel worse rather than empowered. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. So I will be the first to let you know there are no magic bullets. Whatever it is that you may be going through in your life, or that you're trying to change in your life, or that you're trying to implement in your life, it's an ongoing endeavor. It's ongoing. The key is to stick to it and don't give up. Just don't give up, right? As people say, they fall off the wagon. Sometimes I think we fall off the wagon so that we can give up, so that we can say, well, that's been too hard, so I'm just going to do this, and therefore I see that I can't change. I can't change. This is just who I am. So, screw it. I'm just going to keep doing these things that are harming me. I'm going to keep doing these things that are not life affirming. I'm going to keep doing these things that hurt other people that are around me. It's out of my power. Well, what is that people say nowadays? These young people have these great sayings. I call bullshit. I love that one, actually. I call bullshit. That tells you right then and there. And I love it when okay, sorry guys, but I do love it when kids use it on their parents, because a lot of times parents need that, right? Do as I say and not as I do. I don't have to do the work, whatever it is. But anyway, So I brought this today because I wanted everybody to remember it. It's upside down and backwards, I should say. It's reversed because it's a camera. It says my practice. And it's a part of the Soul Catalyst card deck. And the reason that I went to all the trouble to get these made and found these cute little bags is because I realized that we need to remember and we need to hold on to the idea and to the realization that what we're building is a practice, which means that we're constantly doing something in that practice all day long, all day long, whether that is the practice of breathing, whether that is the practice of stopping. I've shared, I don't know if you've seen me talking about it, that these are not difficult. A lot of these practices, they just require that we do them on a regular basis. So having a practice is not a magic bullet. It doesn't change you overnight, doesn't change circumstances outside of you, doesn't change people around you. What happens with the practice is it affects you from the inside so that you can be better able to deal with what's on the outside. The only power that we have is the power within, right? I mean, we've heard that a lot of times. I'll set this down. So the only power that we have is the power that we have within. And the more that we understand how we're using the power within or not using it, or how we're avoiding habits that need to be changed in our life, is by doing a practice. And so that's what the Soul Catalyst cards are. Again, 52 practices: body, mind, spirit, soul. We're going to talk about those tomorrow. We're going to draw a card again. But integrative wisdom. So it's not magic. It won't change your habits overnight. The other thing about using the practices is that sometimes we do need reflection. We do need an individual to reflect back to us what we're thinking, where our thought process might have gotten a little skewed because we're not well versed as yet in who we are, what our gifts are, what our limitations are, what our motivations are, our challenges are. And so that is what integrative wisdom coaching is to be that witness for you, and to reflect back with the 4-in-1 system of healing in mind, right? So it is coaching, but it's really teaching, and it's really mentoring. I guess that's an even better way. I call it as a catalyst, a soul catalyst, because the goal really is to help you connect to that deepest, truest part of who you are, which is what we call the soul, right? So in this process of creating your practice, you're going to use reflection, you're going to use observation, you're going to use the gift of discernment, and you are going to look for clarity. So those are just some of the tools, some of the actions that will be happening as you do build a practice. To build a practice, you will want to have some motivation or some interest in building a practice, right? Sometimes people are ashamed. People are fearful. People feel guilty. There's so many deep emotions that we can carry with us, and why we don't try to reach out in any ongoing way to change things. So if you find that you really are looking for greater, to show up, more fully in your life. Um, I can't promise um, happiness and, you know, what is it? Puppy dogs and rainbows and unicorns and all of that. Our work can be, so I would say deep. Not like we go there on purpose, but sometimes that's where your soul takes you to help you to really get there and go, oh, now that makes sense. Okay, and then you can work to release it and let it go. And again, there are so many ways to do that stuff that there's no real good reason anymore to be hanging on to it, to be hanging on to trauma or sadness or lack. We just have to keep remembering so that when it shows up, we can recognize it and go, okay, all right, I'm in that space. And now I'm going to do, as Bob Newhart said, I'm going to stop it. Just stop it. And again, look it up. It's classic. Yeah, let's stop it. Let's put something in its place. Let's move forward. So lastly, I think what I wanted to share is just the fact that so much of the time we are attached to our version of events that have happened in our life. We are attached to our story. It makes us feel important. It makes us feel in control. It makes us feel powerful and not vulnerable. It also keeps us stuck, because the truth of the matter is most likely that story that we have shared over and over and over can be told in a slightly different way, can be shifted just a bit so that we can suddenly see it from a whole different chair in the room and realize that it has another side to it. It has a front to it, a back to it, a floor underneath it. It has a ceiling above it that we've never, ever entertained, right? So if you're ready to shift your story, continue to listen to the Integrative Wisdom videos. Maybe you want to do some virtual coaching. Like I said, the cards are going to be available real soon. Books almost. I know I keep saying that, but it is. Thanks, Matt. All right. So that's it for today. Integrative Wisdom. A practice. And living life. You may not have the highs in the way that you're used to, like, yahoo, especially younger people. I'm going to say that. But you also would not have the depth of the lows, okay? Coming from the Enneagram as a 4 on the Enneagram, I had to learn the word equanimity, because as a 4, we are really into our emotions. And so when we feel something, we feel it very deeply, and we can go into that, oh my goodness, that deep, deep place. Guess what? We don't need to, because the deep, deep place, both the highs and the lows, high and the low, they pull us off our soul path. And they can lead us down habitual roads that don't serve us. And so let's work. Let's do the work. Let's build the practice so that we can be the best version of ourselves that we were intended to be. We were intended to rise to the occasion and not to sink into the ugly muck. And if we go through history, we can see that humans have a lot of muck. We have a lot of muck out there, and we still have muck. So let's not be part of the muck. Just stop it. All right, as you can see, I'm having a hard time saying goodbye. It's 15 minutes. Will you listen to it all? I don't know. If you do, give me a shout out. Let me know, and let me know what you think. Um, and let's do this. We can do this. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye bye.